Welcome back to the box office, guys. We got another episode here for you, and leading the headline today, Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Avni. I don't want to botch that last name, so I'm not going to get too into detail, but he is a huge underdog. Bovada has him at a plus 1600, meaning you bet $100, and if he somehow pulls off the miracle upset, you'll end up winning for your $100, uh, $1,600. He is a huge underdog. If this were to happen, it would probably be one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. And then Saul Canelo Alvarez is trying to fight 4 times in a calendar year. If he does fight 4 times this calendar year, he would have fought 5 times within a 12-month span, which is unheard of nowadays. And he's trying to stay active, which means more betting for us, guys. We're gonna take Canelo to Vegas. He's kind of like the Tom Brady, the LeBron James. When they were on their prime, you don't bet against these guys. All right, so let's take a look at the tell of the tape, shall we? So you have Saul Canelo Alvarez, the heavy favorite. Um, Something you want to look at him is he's looking to stay busy. And he has a mission in mind. His mission is to unify all the titles at the super middleweight division. Um, he just wants all the belts. So the reason why this bout is happening, you might look at this fight and you might think like, hey, Canelo should not be fighting Avni. But the reason why is because he wants to keep that belt so that he can unify all his titles. Hopefully, in May he wants to unify, and then in September he does want another title shot. Will he take that fight in September, or will he take it in December? Depends on if there's any mandatories that are going to get in the way. But keep in mind, he did just come off of a unanimous 12-round decision over Caleb Smith at 168. He fought Sergey Kovalev at 175, won by knockout in the 11th round. A decision victory against Daniel Jacobs at 160. So he's really he hasn't had a set weight his last 3 fights. So that's something to keep an eye out, because this is the second fight at 168 where he gets to settle into the weight. He does get to settle into, get a feel where he's at. Now, on the other hand, the underdog, Avni Yildirim, I'll keep saying Avni, he is a 5'11", he's 5'11", super middleweight. And just something to keep in mind about him, he has a loss. He lost by a technical decision. Against Anthony Durrell, and then he did lose, and this is where the fans are questioning why this bout is happening, against Chris Eubank Jr. by KO in the 3rd round. So you're kind of comparing the levels of Chris Eubank and Saul Canelo Alvarez, and we are looking that Saul Canelo Alvarez is the more talented fighter. So we're kind of expecting this bout to just end by KO. That's what Vegas thinks, so much so that they still haven't posted any prop bets, and it's already the week of for a Canelo fight. That's kind of unheard of considering how much of a draw Canelo is. You can usually catch his prop bets earlier on in the week, sometimes even a week or two before. But let's take a look at the keys of victory for each guy. All right, keys of victory for Saul Canelo Alvarez. Let's keep it short and simple. We like to go with with the favorite, the Vegas favorite first. I'm gonna say just for one, move forward. Move forward, bring the fight to Avni, see what he's got, see what you can get out of him, throw feints at him, see if he's going to react, just kind of set things up with your jab and keep moving forward. Eventually, we all expect a knockout victory by Canelo here, especially for a guy that's been knocked out before. So move forward, bring the fight to him, and let's see what he has. Let's see what he's going to bring to the table. It's kind of going to be a mystery for now, but it is something to look into. And then be precise on defense, not just on offense. I know we're all here for the knockout, but Canelo has shown time and time again that he does have excellent head movement. He does have excellent defense. He is very hard to hit, and he is crafty. He is a fighter that's gotten better, especially after his losses in his career and some tough fights in his early on in his career. He is a completely different fighter now than he was at, let's say, 5 years ago. Even from that Mayweather fight, he's a completely different fighter. So be precise on defense, and the reason why you want to be precise on defense is because you want to end the fight okay. You want to end the fight. You want to win. You want to win by knockout decision. As long as you come out and everything is okay. And the reason why we say that is because, let's be real. You want to fight in May. The last thing that you want is an injury to, let's say you hurt your hand, your wrist, your shoulder, you tweak your knee, you roll an ankle, a bad cut, so let's just hope that you end the fight and everything is okay. At the end of the day, this isn't a very dangerous fight on paper for you. That's why the odds aren't there. The value's not there, and the prop bets haven't been released yet because we kind of don't know what to expect out of both fighters, right? So let's see what the underdog has to do. And it's going to be a very, very historic win if the underdog does pull this one off. All right. So we got the underdog, Avni. Um, well, we don't really know what you're going to bring to the table, how you're going to fight. You are coming in with the Joel Diaz, a new trainer. And, everyone speaks highly of the Diaz and the Diaz camp out in California. But what do we know? What can we do to potentially make this fight interesting, potentially come out with the victory? Well, we got to take bits and pieces of what other fighters have done and been successful. Triple G in his first fight and moments in his second fight had success pushing him back, having Canelo fight and moving backwards. And the fact that if you can get Canelo moving and fighting off his back foot, it does take some steam off of his punches, making it easier to take and giving you a chance to really flurry and have him off balance on that back foot. So doing that will give you some chance to fire off your shots and get off first. Keep in mind, Canelo is a crafty counterpuncher, which leads me to point number 2, your defense. You don't want to get caught with something silly. Canelo is a tricky fighter, so you do have to work your defense and not just catch everything, but you do want to eventually counter in time with Canelo. The reason for this is because if you start countering Canelo and you start making him think, and then he doesn't want to commit to a punch because he's in fear of something coming back, that's when you can start having and continue on pushing them back. And then something from that we've taken from like a Mayweather, even a who a lot of people say was a close fight, is be elusive. Don't be there to get hit. Move around. Use your defense. Use your footwork, and don't let him get planted to shoot his shots. Keep that in mind when in there with him. If you do this, you would have to basically fight a perfect fight, I'm telling you, or catch him with the cleanest punch to just buckle his knees. And the reason why is because you're just an underdog. And at the end of the day, Vegas has you as this historic underdog because they're thinking this is about levels, and they honestly don't think, Avni, that you're in the level of the Canelo camp, Canelo team. No knock against you. You are a professional prize fighter and you're getting your shot at the title. So let's make the most out of this opportunity. Push him back. Work on your defense. Counter. Shoot when he shoots. And keep him guessing. And be elusive. Take bits and pieces of what people have done and had success in spurts. And then maybe you can come up with the perfect fight that you would have to fight to potentially make this interesting. Throwing in an account that you are the underdog, you not the money getter, it's kind of making me lead to believe that you would have to really significantly beat Canelo more than, some people say Triple G won that first fight. Some people say even the second fight was a draw. So if Triple G didn't get the nod, we kind of have to start thinking, are you going to get that nod? And at some point, are you willing to risk it all on the line with a precise counterpuncher like Canelo and just throw it out there? You've done it against Chris Eubanks, didn't end so hot, but I mean, you never know. One punch can change the dynamic of a fight, and that's what's so interesting about boxing. But Vegas has it the closest thing to the sunrise as being a sure bet. going out on a limb right here, and we're gonna go ahead and take Canelo for our boxing bet, our prediction. If I were taking it to Vegas, I'm taking Canelo by KO. The odds aren't out for that yet, and honestly, I don't see them being too. If it's this highly at a minus 10,000, meaning you have to bet $10,000 to get $100 back. I still don't see betting by knockout how much benefit or value you would have in Canelo. I can honestly even say that it might be a minus 500, a minus 1,000 that Canelo will win by knockout. The odds aren't out yet, and they'll be updated. This was updated from the post date, so from when this video was posted 4 hours prior to the upload of this video. So the odds are pretty current depending on when you watch the this video. But Canelo should be able to win. He should be able to win by knockout. I did say that I did say that a couple of other fighters before should have won by knockout. He is like, let's say Caleb Plant, for example, he should have won by knockout, went the distance. Adrian Bronner last week, Vegas had him at winning by knockout. He went the distance in a close fight. Canelo should win by knockout, but Vegas might throw some value at the going the distance. I really don't see it. He's been knocked out before, but you never know at this weight class. Maybe his pop isn't, there. Although he did knock out Sergey Kovalev, so it's kind of just pick your value and kind of run with it. I will say this: I think Canelo is in a hot streak. He is on his prime, and he's on a mission to unify all the titles. It's really up to him to just not overlook this fight and go in, execute, and win, and move on to Billy Joe. I believe that's who he's going to be fighting in May in Vegas. Oh, and that venue to be determined. But either way, boxing office, we have Canelo here winning by, well, personally I think KO, but we just have Canelo winning. We don't know if there's any value in any of the other bets, but Canelo should win, and he should be on to bigger and better things. One thing I do want to ask you guys is, what do you guys want to see from a Canelo? Do you guys want to see him fight a Caleb Plant, unify the titles eventually if he does come out successful in May as well? Or do you guys want to see him with the David Benavidez? Maybe you guys want to see Caleb Plant fight Benavidez, and then they go for the unification. Maybe you won't want to see a Charlo get in there with him. So let's discuss in the comments, in the comment section. But guys, I am trying to pull out more videos. These videos do take some time, so I do ask for you guys to please like my videos. Please subscribe. That's what's going to keep me here and keep making these videos, giving you guys the latest odds. And we'll take undercard bouts as well. I love talking undercards, predicting if they're going to win by decision and KO. But this is all possible only with you guys if you guys just subscribe to the channel and comment down below. Let's keep this channel active, guys. Box office, where you can go place your ticket and be a part of the action. Take care, guys.